Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse. This channel today, I'm doing a book review. This is the final book in my independent author, small press, focus kind of deal I wanted to do through September there, and I'm happy to say that it was successful. This is The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas by Rick Harsch. Man, just what a mind blow of a book. It's very cool. Very, very cool. That's the best way to say what this book is. It's very, very cool. It's freaking hilarious. In a situational, you know, there's some definitely funny parts, some funny, Rick Harsh does great job at dialogue. There's some conversations in there that just kind of stick with you. But I want to say first, thank you to Rick for just even just being such a cool guy. He's a cool guy himself. You can find Rick on YouTube. He has his own channel. I don't really recommend it. And you can find him on Instagram. I don't really recommend his Instagram either. You just kind of, Rick is a very unique fella. So he might not be for you. He might be for you if you like this eccentric, kind of thing. But do get in contact with him and do get a copy of this book. Okay, I mean, it is awesome. This is his latest work, as far as I'm aware. It is a beast. It's about 700 pages, and it is all over. As far as language, you're going to it's just like it is a straightforward narrative. Okay, like I don't want anything to make you think that I'm talking about something that's hard to understand, because it's not. It is a straightforward narrative. You're in a story the whole time, and you're just along for the ride with the story. It's very, very cool. But what is happening on the page is this kind of exploration of words to such a degree that you're just like in poetry, and you're in this beautiful, I mean, I love it because I love words and because I love language. And I think most of BookTube there can relate to that then. So that's why I'm saying, you end up in this space, or you're in this space through the whole journey, where you'll be in the middle of a regular paragraph or something, and alliteration is off the charts, and there's rhyme schemes, and there's meter, and these kind of things that are just pull you into a different kind of place than a regular straightforward narrative does. It's done very, very well. I was in awe of a lot of different parts that I just kind of came across, just kind of, no big deal. But I did save one, and I'm gonna give a taste of the language in a little bit. I would say that I found out about Rick Harsch and found this book through Leaf by Leaf. If you're not a fan or follower of the channel Leaf by Leaf, do it now. I will put a link in the description box, because his review of The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas is totally on another level than mine. He is a reviewer. He is a professional reviewer. So he does a bit of a different thing than I do. Of course, what I basically do is give my take. That's why I call my reviews my take. So Rick Harsch here gets grouped into these kind of writers like Pynchon, Hunter S. Thompson, even Quentin Tarantino, for sure. Quentin Tarantino. And I see it. I definitely see it. One, there's a huge amount of conspiracy and shadow government in this book. That is a theme. Shadow government, things like Blackwater, shadow mercenary government operations, private but hired by the government to do jobs. that is a big major theme in this book. And just this kind of thing of being free, free to make all the bad decisions you want, you know. So basically we're following two guys. Donnie and Drake are our main characters. Donnie and Drake are both young men, early 20s, young men, and they have all the means that they need. Donnie's mother is a very famous poet. Her dad, his dad is a teacher at a university level, and they both, the mother arguably doing the lion's share of earning money for the family and things like that. I mean, she's just like a famous writer. And Donnie is free and just living and doing whatever he wants to do, basically. Drake, the other main character, his dad is a complete monster. Okay, but he was the head of and the chief of operations, the chief operations officer for one of these shadow groups, something like Blackwater. And so money is no object, and money is no object to the family, but money is no object to Drake. So we meet them, and they quickly, they become fast friends. They have a lot in common, and they go on a trip to Brussels. They up, they're like in Vegas playing cards, and they up and go to Brussels and for a couple of months, and that's how this story starts off, and it doesn't stop. It's very awesome, I can tell you that. Along with the kind of journey that we're going through with Drake and Donnie, there is a historical aspect to this book, a very large historical aspect to this book that starts in Oregon, late, Wild West times, but uh, not so much in like cowboys and that kind of vein. It's more like the fur trappers, the fur trade of Washington and Oregon, and you follow a couple of characters from that time period. One of which is the is the main character in The Revenant. If you've seen that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, we get his story in a little bit of a different way in here. More of a truthful way, I think. A true to life kind of way. Obviously, this is a fiction. But then we follow his line. We follow the family line. And it is very, very interesting, very awesome. I can't say enough. And really, when it comes down to it, what makes this book is the language. It's very cool, and the dialogue. I did see a lot of that. Of course, a lot of Pynchon-esque kind of things where this multi-layered narrative, a lot of different characters. But all the side characters, are just side characters. You're following a group of main characters, and it's not hard to follow. But I did see a lot of the Quentin Tarantino in the language, the dialogue of different characters when they're talking. Just some of the most well done dialogue scenes I could that I can remember, with the exception of maybe Jane Austen, who is just a complete dialogue master. But there's a big difference between dialogue as building the plot and everything, which Jane Austen did, and this kind of dialogue that Rick Harsch is doing here, and the kind of dialogue that Quentin Tarantino does, where it's such good, a good back and forth that you're just like, yes, the hows and the whys of saying stuff, and really perceptive, really perceptive dialogue. I loved it, very much loved it. So I'll give you a little taste of the kind of language that you're in store for here, and this I could basically open to, I could open to any one of these pages, but I wanted to find something and share something that was, on point. And reading it is different than me speaking it out loud for sure, because how it's written, the language, the spelling, different words are used in different ways, and so you really have to see the words on the page for most of these. So I pulled this one out, and this will be no spoilers. Daydreaming, driving, dementia without dollar, affair without an affair, a frolic, oh, the calm creep of crepuscle, safe on the sunny side of the Sierras, the sunnier side of the century, great grandmother gravel, of whom our Donnie knew not, but of Nevada nativity and a taxi trade, while now Donnie nude, feet on the patio table, coffee near, Hermione, head nearer, nuzzling about his nethers, late morning of the third day of mating, read the review journal. And then he starts talking to her. He's talking to her about something that he's read. So there you see, the amazing command of language that Rick Harsch is employing here. And if it wasn't clear, you have to read it. I mean, you just have to put your eyes on it to see what's really going on. I tried to pick one out that would be clear in saying, and just me saying it out loud. So, hope I turned you on to it. Like I said, I'll link Chris Villa's own review to it, and just to finish up here, I'm going to give you some of the back. Stephen Moore, famous critic, there says Rick Harsch's word-drunk trans-historical Odyssey, The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas, which feels at times like a rollicking collaboration between Francois Rabelais, Hunter S. Thompson, and Thomas Pynchon, is one of the most impressive novels I have read recently. Readers, don your thinking caps and hiking boots for The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas. It is an epic journey through harsh terrain, where at any moment language erodes into a mindscape of hoodoos and canyons not unlike that geological fantasia, that palimpsest of usurpation, the American West. In an era where many writers concoct their trifles inside the consected layers of academia, Rick Harsch is a refreshing counterexample, a chronicler of our nation's nightmares from his balcony overlooking the Adriatic. You hold in your hands a nuclear apparatus of a novel, operated by characters all too aware of what their futures promise, like Rower, the tongue man of the Nimipu, a night-languaged engine who befriends Hector Robatelli, sorry, the bare-mauled, buck-skinned ancestor of Eddie Vegas. Harsch weaves the rough-hewn with recondite like no other living novelist of my acquaintance. You will revel in his century shifts, vast iridation, and the cockeyed, half-cocked ardor of his men and women. And it went into a little bit of the characters in the book there, just to kind of illustrate what he's doing there. But Hector's story of getting mauled by the bear and having to get back to to civilization all alone, and then the family line that is built out of that down to our main characters is something very, very special to behold. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna link in this box, Rick Harsch. You can contact him, however, and take a look and get yourself a copy of maybe your next favorite read. It was very cool. Thank you very much, BookTube, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.